I'm on a date tonight, so I'll have to just look good. No, I'll just do it in front of her, shouldn't I?
He's kept going! He scored! Oh, Stockport pressure. And the header into the superb goal. Johnny did it. Lisa! Rose tries to get the ball in.
It's a 5-star performance from Stockport County.
All right, we've got a small house, but we've got a big bloody heart, I tell you.
I won't grass you off. It's okay. Opperton, Cheadle, Marple, where are you going? What are you doing? You're not going anywhere because it's summer. I thought I didn't have anything ready. Yeah, you've been somewhere. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yes, we are back for another episode of SK3 TV because we just couldn't bear the fact to not do this over the summer.
I feel like there is actually quite a lot.
It's actually been a couple of weeks of not huge stuff, but
lots of
stuff worth keeping an eye on, and someone should talk about it. But first things first. We're sponsored by Blackbird Kitchen, on the pans at Gorilla Manchester and on the grills at Impossible Manchester.
Yeah.
Done. Like and subscribe. Yeah.
Yes, that.
Yeah. So that was first things first, second things second. So third things third.
Yeah.
You've just returned from your holiday about an hour ago.
Yeah, less than.
Dog still alive? House still standing?
So Nick's been house sitting and dog sitting. The dog is alive. Everything looks good.
Everyone's good.
I've come home to a tidy home.
Tidy
which I
home?
appreciate. Didn't necessarily expect because it's not always tidy.
Oh, the hookers climbing out of the back window as you were coming through the front.
That's why I gave you a half an hour warning.
Yeah.
Clear the house.
Finish off, Nick.
Go home.
Like I'd need half an hour.
So I went to Vegas and LA. I went to Vegas, did not have one alcoholic drink, nor place a bet. So it's basically pointless.
I couldn't go Vegas because I'd just be like, hey, put it on lid.
I walked through some casinos.
I think you have to if you go to Vegas.
I think I think I'd ruin myself.
Yeah. I've already ruined myself with football bets. I had a 47p bet the other night on the football and it didn't win, so I'm really ruining my week really.
Well, as you know, I'm already considering betting on MK Dons to be
promoted.
And then I was gutted that I'm clearly not the first person to have that.
Clearly everyone's found out what their budget is and gone, right, let's pump some money on. But as part of an ACCA with others, we'll do that. We'll get everyone's, well, it's not live, but next time we'll get people's suggestions for
a weird and wonderful
promotion and relegation.
Not too weird and wonderful. Like it could just come off.
Don't go having like Arsenal to win the Premier League or anything. That'd be weird.
Stupid.
That'd be so weird.
Yeah.
So the purpose for this show is just because you've not seen me for a week.
Yeah, that.
So obviously.
Yeah, you can tell me. Or I'm still not in the WhatsApp group, so I have no I think my awareness of all things county is related to various Carabao energy drink updates.
Carabal's still going,
and Safe Standing, and the Soul Legends thing. That's it as far as I'm concerned.
That's good. Well, what we'll do, I'm trying to work out how to play the thing again.
I'll just
Go
on, you carry.
I don't know how to.
Yeah,
there we go. Other stuff. Yes, we will get on to things we've not. We're just going to call this episode "Things We've Not Talked About" because Hannah's been on holiday. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Bit of a cumbersome title, isn't it?
I know, but it saves me some time.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Right, we'll get on to it then after this. So the first of the things what have happened that we've not talked about because you were on holiday is a new contract for Callum Camps. He's the first of the players offered a contract to accept. So he must really want to stay.
And we did say that when we were talking about the things that we have talked about, that just because they were offered contracts didn't mean that they were going to be county players. And that whole situation has been reinforced for me since, because there was the announcement about Callum Camp.
Yeah.
If, as people assumed, they'd been offered contracts and they'd signed new contracts, then there would be no need for that. Like David McGoldrick today has left Notts County, was offered a contract, chose not to take it, and is reportedly going to MK Dons, but not.
It's a big spending MK Dons.
Big spending MK Dons.
We can call them.
Yeah. So that's exciting. I'm happy, and it's a 2-year contract, right?
2-year contract, yeah. I don't think there's a single player in the list of players who've been offered contracts who I'd be. At no point was I miffed when I saw the list of players who offered contracts to. I know some people were, because some people are thick. But I looked at that list, I was like, yeah, I'd be fine with all them. And as we said on the last episode, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be playing week. So for those people who aren't a fan of Ibi Toure, no, you are. Put your names on a clipboard. It doesn't mean he's going to be playing every week. So I think we've already got to the stage where people, I don't know if they're bored or if they just hate the families or something, but people are just talking all sorts of rubbish already. Like, people seem to be under the impression that this is the squad we're going into August with right now.
Yeah. The first transfer window isn't even technically open yet, is it?
I don't think so. No, but is one of the windows just for clubs who are in the Club World Cup?
I don't know.
I don't know. I know we've missed out on Trent Alexander-Arnold, so that decision to release Noyle was bloody stupid now,
isn't it? Yeah. So no, I don't know. I thought it was a perfunctory window because of the World Clubs Championship. I didn't know if it was related. They couldn't do though, could they? Because it would stop someone participating from picking up Ollie Norwood, because he'd been a bit good.
Yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns really want him in. I'm obsessed with Mamelodi Sundowns now, off the back of this Club World Cup.
Start?
It's this month. Well, it's next month. It's June. I think it's like mid-June. I think it's like 14th, 15th.
Because I think there's the transfer window that closes on the 10th, isn't there?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Yeah, I'm similarly slightly obsessed with the whole Marriott thing, which I went down a whole rabbit hole about. Like, I went to watch United against Everton, I think it was last year. I was given free hospitality tickets and it was lovely. But some of the girls that we took waited to meet her, and I think it was Ella Toon afterwards.
My favourite.
And she was really unpleasant with them. And they're just, I mean, there were girls that played on Charlotte's football team, and they'd waited for a long time after the match, and she was very dismissive. And no one, like, I mean, I say this a lot about our lads as well, no one has any God-given right to have a player spend time with you, or you know, to sign an autograph or take a photo. It's, no one has to do that. But I think you can be polite with it.
Yeah.
And the impression that I got was that she was not. So I think that's an interesting one. And a whole, you know, when you think about like Ben and Corey as well, a similar situation in that Hannah Thompson, she's called the Chelsea keeper. We'll just call her Hannah, because, you know, Hannah and Mary. Hannah is early 20s, Mary is early 30s. Hannah is the natural successor. Yeah. And instead of being like Ben has been with Corey, you see, you know, before the penalties, like you saw them kind of having a little bit of a joke.
Well, he went over and said, "Lobby fucking water bottle in the crowd." Gotta show him.
It looked to me like Ben was like, Corey was kind of saying, like, "You going in? Like, I don't really want to do this.
I don't fancy this.
Off you go." And it's that you, like, older players in big tournaments and big games, you want that kind of mentorship, and I think it's a real shame for Hannah. And then there's also a girl called Kiara who, when it must have been Basque for the World Cup.
Oh, she did the appearance thing there, didn't she? Yeah,
she seemed a really lovely girl. So yeah, anyway.
But that's
distracted by other footballing things.
Needing that experience kind of takes us back nice. My football obsession is the African Cup of Nations, in case you're wondering. And it's at Christmas this year. It's a Christmas.
Nice.
That's what we're getting for
Oh my
Christmas. All I want for
God.
Christmas is the African Cup of Nations.
Or the Winter Olympics. I love a good Winter
Yeah,
Olympics.
yeah.
Is that this year?
No,
No, it can't
because
be,
the
'cause we
Olympics
had-
was last year,
yeah,
so
we had
it's
climbing and-
another
yeah.
year, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's exciting.
Good.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, because none of these countries playing in the African Cup of Nations have a
Yeah.
good goalkeeper. It's wonderful. It's just absolute, and there's just managers kicking off with each other on the touchline, and to have that at Christmas is
Amazing.
truly the greatest gift.
Yeah.
I think it's what baby Jesus
That
would have
sounds
wanted.
reasonable. I'm at home for Christmas this year as well. So
We say
yeah.
that now. I mean, you were at home for this week up until about a week
That's
ago.
just
And then that suddenly changed as soon as we didn't get through to the playoff final.
When we were driving out on the plane on Saturday, I was texting Marshall because I was like, I'm fairly sure that I'm going to sleep through.
Yeah,
Like, if all
their
goes
big moment.
well, I'm going to sleep through the playoff final, and I pretty much did, and that was quite nice actually.
It was a terrible playoff. They were
Was
all
it?
terrible playoff finals. Charlton won 1-0, didn't they?
Yeah,
Wimbledon won 1-0,
yeah,
and Sunderland.
yes. Sunderland won.
Sunderland
1-0.
won 1-0. It was just, but I suppose you do expect that there will be cagey
Yeah,
games.
and then tomorrow is Oldham and
Oldham and Southend, the
Southend.
big one. I've been talking to Matt from the Oldham podcast quite a bit.
Nice.
He's so excited.
It's a big day out, isn't it?
yeah.
It's a shit way to lose, but an incredible way to win.
Well, he's very worried that
Apparently.
apparently, yeah.
No, like 2008 was good. Like the one time.
I hated that. One day we'll do a hour-long, maybe 2-hour podcast of just me moaning about that because I hated that day. Hated everything about that day. The day before, the day after. No, don't want to talk about that ever again. It felt like a defeat. I had more fun at the Carlisle game 2 years ago than I did in 2008. Horrible, absolutely horrible. What else has been happening? Oh, so contracting. There's whispers that Horsfall had been offered a 3-year contract by Oxford. That's on an Oxford forum, and it's some local. I think their version of Sam Byrne, basically. It's like, oh, he knows shit. So, which fair. I mean, considering when he left Northampton, he let his contract run down, and then came to us for presumably more money and a longer contract, and he might well do the same again, quite possibly. And he couldn't play
Especially, I mean, we don't know what terms he's been offered.
That's it.
It may be a 1-year, 2-year. You'd think maybe 2-year, or like if that's what Callum Campbell has managed to negotiate, I'd say at least 2.
Yeah,
but
because they're similar age as well. What I don't buy into is this whole thing of people saying, "Oh well, whatever he wants, just give him it." No, let's not do that. Our recruitment's pretty good. We're good at. You'd never have thought we'd have replaced Ash Palmer like we have, or Sam Minihan, or any of the other legends like Sars and Paddy. Like we've replaced everyone pretty well. But this whole thing of allowing a third-tier player to.
On that though, I'd quite like Sars back for nostalgia reasons, but also because I know shitloads of Bradford fans that have got Sarcevic tattoos now, despite the fact that he didn't score the goal. Like my Liam has got Sarcevic 90+6.
I mean, fair enough.
I think I've got a picture of it.
Yeah,
tell what bunny
don't ask that question. You might not like what you hear. See, I don't think I'd get anything county related tattooed.
No, I definitely wouldn't. She says, looking at her wrist.
I'm worried I'd fall out with them at some point.
Well, that's the nice thing about mine, because
it's just a nice motto, full stop.
No one knows that it's a football tattoo. So I get away with it in, professional business circumstances. And, at its very core, courage and faith is a good thing to have tattooed on your wrist.
I'd say so.
Yeah. But also, Americans always think you're really fancy because it's like Latin, isn't it?
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Well, only one of us on here actually learnt Latin at school, so not me. I don't want people going, "Did you, Nick?" No, of course not me. Christ Almighty.
Yeah. So I don't know. So got distracted by Sars. Yes. Horsfall, and
All right.
Brad Hills plays centre back.
Oh God, here we go, and it's begun after. I mean, who was the one who coined the phrase "situationship"?
Me.
that was you, wasn't it?
Yes.
Who was adamant after one or two good games from Brad Hills
Yeah.
that it was just a situationship?
Yeah.
He's going back to
Anglia
East Anglia
University.
Polytechnic University. It's one of them that used to be a laundrette, and now it's the
Yeah.
university. He's gone there. That helped me come to terms with that.
Me too.
Do you want to discuss what you the filth you were sending me this afternoon on your drive back from Heathrow?
No, I just suggested that Norwich are on the last year of their parachute payments, so
Yeah.
they need to go back up this season. And so Brad Hills, who didn't feature in their plans last year, 6 months on, that's not changed that much. So I don't think, given the position that he played, although he was incredibly good for us, I think he was relatively low profile. He wasn't a player that you heard other teams, opposition fans going, "Oh my God, you've got Brad Hills, he's amazing," all of that. So I can't imagine there's going to be a load of championship teams in for him. And even if there were, is it in Norwich's interest to bolster the defence of their rivals? So I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it could.
We know what
You
you're
know, when you
saying.
start then going through all text messages and you start like reading into things that weren't there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe he
often.
didn't mean it. Just like
Maybe he's not even done his UCAS forms yet. Maybe he's not even set on it. It's not a gap year.
Gap year and Stockport, Brad Hills.
I mean, if any footballer embodies the gap year look,
Oh my God,
it's Brad Hills. Brad Hills and Carl Piergianni. He's the other
Yeah.
one. They are the two
Yeah.
gap year footballers.
Yeah. I imagine. I know that he does wear sliders after games, but it's that flip flop kind of beachy, relaxed.
Oh, shows where my head is. When you said sliders, I thought you meant like the mini burgers.
Do you know what? I told you about the blue slider that I had in February, which was the last. So in February, I think it was the night that before we played Cambridge. Maybe it was when I was away anyway. I had a bright blue, two bright blue sliders, and then was really sick.
I thought you said cider. I was like, oh, is it making a big lifestyle change here for blue cider?
Yeah, with Wicked in it, and was really, really sick for like 2 days, and County didn't win the league. So
all connected. It all comes together.
That was it. So I had another burger this week. It's the first time since February. And I didn't throw up. It wasn't blue though.
It's like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. That I listened back to the Andy Priest show this week, and it's alarming how many times I referenced Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul in it to a room of people who clearly didn't enjoy the reference first time round. And I thought, no, we'll have another couple of goes at that one, idiot.
So at times, there was one day this week where we drove to the Valley of Fire State Park, which is where there was the toilet incident.
You know what you're going to get there, don't you? Valley of Fire.
Meth? I don't know.
I was going to say Valley of Fire, and it does what it says on the tin.
Oh, right. Well, it was very, very hot. It was in the 40s. But you're driving along, there's no phone signal at all. You're driving along, which is why I had to wait to tell everyone the toilet story. And it's just completely desolate. And it's like that first part of the very first episode of Breaking Bad, like in the middle of nowhere with the camper van and the, like, you can just imagine it being death and destruction and
I'd do well.
Drug manufacturing.
I'd do well in the middle of the desert, mate.
The trails were closed because basically it said too many people, there are too many fatalities at this time of year and we can't resource it.
Well, I suppose it's the same as what we get over here when like people climb a mountain in some flip-flops and have to get like mountain rescue to come out.
Well, I was there taking a photo in a Kim Kardashian Skims dress and my black flip-flops thinking, I'm the problem.
I'm part of the issue here.
I slip and fall in a minute.
Talking of being part of the issue, I know where I'm going. Safe standing.
Yeah.
Massive about turn. Because it's always been
What is it though?
It was never fully ruled out,
Yeah.
but I think when the co-op have mentioned it in the meetings, it was always a case of it's not something that's on like the priority list. But maybe these meetings they've had with fans have kind of maybe they've listened and thought.
It came up at the fans forum maybe 2 seasons ago under Tom Mahon's tenure. And it was very much, it's something that we're looking into.
That was a new pronunciation of Tom's name.
Was
I've
it?
never heard that one before. I thought I'd heard every possible pronunciation of his name, and you've just pulled that one out.
Sorry. Yeah, what was I saying?
Safe standing.
Oh, safe standing. Yeah, so they said that they'd looked at it, but part of the council coming in was to inspect it. So it was very much a toe the line and behave and sit down when you're told to and stand up when it's appropriate and then sit down again.
Stand up when it's appropriate, which will be permanent.
Like the carrot and the stick. So obviously been on the cards. The interesting thing was that it talked about for both home and away fans. And then if you look at where it's put, it's the railway end.
Yeah.
So that suggests that, because there had been rumours that the railway end, they would sell season tickets in there.
Yeah, imagine that. What a bleak existence.
But it would suggest that that's not the case. But also that's ridiculous, because the last 2 rows of the railway end, I don't think anyone's ever sat down in recent history anyway. And then it's obviously the back of upper tier, which is fine. I do feel like there are pockets of the stadium that are very noticeably excluded from this. The back of the pop side, LT1. And it'll be interesting to see what happens, because those people are not going to move. The people at the back of Yellow Block are not going to move to the back of the Tube End.
Oh no, absolutely
not going to happen.
And I wouldn't if I was them either. I wouldn't.
No.
And it does open up the whole thing of people in those sections where there's persistent standing will get told to sit down, and then they'll get told, well, if you don't like it, why don't you go in the safe standing area?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to drama surrounding that. It's going to be.
But it's a step in the right direction, and
I enjoyed it at Wembley. I was in a safe standing bit for Carlisle, and I quite enjoyed it. But I mean, there's just misinformation. I mean, it's not even misinformation, because in much so there's a suggestion that you have to make it, if you do a safe standing for home fans, you have to have some available for away fans as well. But people have been saying that like it's fact,
right.
But people also said we had to give away fans covered seats like it was fact.
Yeah,
And
well, in fairness, that
is
is fact. It's in the rules and regulations. But what is not fact is that if both clubs mutually agree, then that can be kind of ignored.
And that was something we struggled with. That was an issue we struggled with for ages, and then someone just realised, oh, actually, there's small print here.
I don't think anyone realised.
But I'm just very much looking forward to some sort of safe standing related drama. Talking of misinformation with safe standing, it doesn't increase or decrease the capacity.
No, it's
one seat equals one standing
there's still
area.
a seat there.
Yeah, that's it. Those poor sods in the safe standing bit in the railway end. There's no, it's because that's just seats bolted onto a terrace, and it shows. So that's going to be horrible. That, but a move forward, it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
And especially given there's been a lot of talk about the atmosphere. Will that help? Will it not? Very much enjoy people saying, "Oh, good. Well, now all the dickheads can sit away from me," which I've seen a lot of. No one being specific about who these dickheads are or what.
And the thing, UT3 is bigger than 2 rows.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It'll be interesting, but. Yeah. I mean, I don't tend to sit in the areas where it's going to be.
Linked to that, season ticket renewals. So I think I got the email. Well, I read the email last night. Can't really remember it. But I think that is it Wednesday? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah, I think it's certainly this week.
And it's gone up 6.5%.
Yeah.
Kind of on the standard tickets. Some of the hospitality ones are a little bit.
That's I think that's where most people seem to be having issues with the hospitality, the Hardcastle suite in particular.
Which is a funny proposition. So at the renewal price, it's like, I don't know, 36 quid or something, is it? Or 30, it's less than that. And it doesn't, I don't think it represents terrible value for money, except I never read the programs and I don't drink. So, you know, but it's somewhere nice to go. There's toilets. You know how I feel about the toilets at Edgeley Park. There's toilets, there's a bar, there's somewhere nice to go before the game. And the food that you can order there is reasonably priced and it's very nice. But if you want to upgrade your ticket normally, so like, you know, you can pay whatever it is, 70 quid extra to go in the 1883 and get a 3-course meal, it's like 50 something quid to upgrade to go into the Hardcastle, which is bonkers. Like, as a proposition, it doesn't make any sense to me.
And you're getting a free drink when you're in there, but it's restricted to bottles. And it's only certain ones. Obviously, you've got to pay for the food on top of that. You get your programme and possibly a team sheet. Like Steve Bellis comes in to deafen you for 10 minutes. But yeah, for the price, I think it's a bit. Obviously, we know people who are in there regularly, and they're sort of thinking again about this one.
Well, I think you start to think then about, right, well, if I think it's the equivalent of like £10 more. What else could I spend that on? Like that would pay for your. We'll have to go on to pies. We could, like, at some point, not now, obviously.
Ethan, or
oh, bless.
Because if he goes, we're not going to mention the word. We're going to ban pies from.
But there's this whole conversation that we don't know next year whether it'll be Mr. Foodie Friday, who will be the pie manufacturer. There's so many names, there's so many exciting things.
It's all happening.
You know, that would be my. You then kind of go into a cost benefit analysis and be like, yeah, I can go and get my shamoon from, or as Charlotte calls it, a Zazu. And I can get a pint for that, probably.
Yeah.
If I went in the Jolly Crofter.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And you drank.
No, Bobby Peel. That's cheaper, isn't it? Yeah. And I drank. So my season, I don't know what my season ticket's gone up to. I'll cross that bridge when I come to put my credit card magic free money thing in the.
I can't see it leaving, so it's not happening. They've also been very clear about the printed ticket and Google Wallet options. And
right, I've got a prediction about what the free gift is going to be.
Right, this is going to be my next question because I'm so excited. Go on.
No, what's your theory? We've not talked about this at all.
I think a key ring.
I think it's going to be.
Or an away shirt from the season in XXL.
I think it's going to be one of those branded wallets to keep your season ticket in.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be something that's cheap to post.
Yeah.
But has a value attached
as a tangible,
to it.
Yeah.
And they've been so I've had them I've got one that's falling apart but they were like a £5 each, which felt like a lot.
Yeah.
But I think that would be a useful and sensible thing.
What would the worst gift they could give you be? Not you personally, in general.
Oh, do you know what I've just thought that it'll be? Oh, and it's really shit.
Go on.
Well, it's not shit, but some form of like handy pocket-sized fixture list.
Oh no! Oh god!
It comes with your season ticket, and you've got to like print it out. Like,
oh, that'd send me over the edge. No, that'd really upset me. It's like, yeah, I know. What don't they already come with a fixture list? Isn't that one on
previously
the back of the...
they did, but you know,
now that's becoming the
£5.
They're going premium, and that's the free gift.
I just need to order my Penno Drawers CFAX mug for the third season in a row.
The
only other change I think, and there's been no comms about it, is that they have done away with the free kids tickets in the pop side.
Very quietly as well.
No mention. whatsoever.
And I've not even seen anyone tweeting them, which really annoys
I've
me.
seen some replies to club tweets,
Okay.
but no one replying and say, yes, this is the case, because it is my expectation that it is the case. Because there's been nothing to suggest otherwise. And, you know, in fairness, £69 is for Charlotte. She's been free for the last few years. Sophie's, we're likely going to move to my nephew. His will be 26 because he's 5. So,
Ted.
you know, Ted. So very, still really reasonable prices, I think. But yeah, no mention of it. Just been very kind of quietly snuck in.
Also, very quietly snuck into the whole announcement was no collections at the ground.
Oh.
Unless I've imagined that, but I'm sure I read that there's no collections. It was all.
Oh yeah, of your physical ticket.
Physical ticket.
Yes, yeah, they have to be posted to you. Which is
what are we going to do before the forum in August? What are we going to do?
Oh yeah, so they have to be posted because they're not coming from Edgeley Park. They're coming from whoever. Arco, was it, or Al? It's not Alco, is it?
Alki's making our season tickets.
Yeah. So that's that one. Oh, I've got to go to the club this week. I bought them some biscuits. Well, they're not really biscuits, aren't they? Cookies. Like I've bought
Cookies.
I've got to go and pick up it's coming home with me. Owen Moxon away kit. So I have to choose whether I want the away or the third. What do I go for?
I mean, we've had the blood discussion, Anna.
Yeah.
I still think we could clone players here.
Dolly the sheep.
Yeah. We can go full on Dolly the sheep with. I mean, I don't think Owen Moxon's the one I'd start with. So the formerly SK3 TV sponsored away Owen Moxon.
I mean, depending on the deal, we get first dibs.
No, yeah. That's the point. Maybe he don't want us. He's like some guy. I was doing a signing, and some guy came up to me like going about blood and cloning. I don't want them sponsoring me again.
Some girl picked my shirt up and was sniffing it.
Trying to think of Vanish with it. But yes, if people want to get in touch, they can do it through all our socials, or they can email sk3tvpodcast@gmail.com and tell us which shirt Hannah should go for.
Yeah, quick by Monday.
But what are you going to do with it? That's the thing. Are you going to? Is it going to be worn? Is it going to be up somewhere?
I've got another one. I wear it.
Okay.
I mean, it is Ryan Johnson's. So
okay.
Yeah, I've got the Ryan Johnson pink one. You know the third kit from yeah, because I wanted the shirt.
Oh, I remember this now.
And it just happened to come up. Like Ben had one, and it was match worn, and people are horrified that I wear it.
I am, but only because you don't strike me as a left footer. that's my issue with it. That's the only issue I've got. I would never dream of wearing a. I wouldn't wear like a Paolo Maldini retro shirt or something like that. I'm not left-footed. I'm barely right-footed, to be honest.
That never occurred to me.
No, it wouldn't, because you're not mental.
Otherwise, they're just, it's just stuff, isn't it?
Just things.
I'm not going to put it in a frame anywhere. And
no,
Charlotte's got
frames,
a pink one that I got signed at Carrington. So, because originally we were gonna get the pink one, and she was gonna have it in her room. But now she's got the Carrington signed one. So yeah. So I've got both shirts, like as in for me to wear. I've got the blue and yellow one, £10.
Well played.
And I've got the pink one. So that's not right. While we're on this, I don't know whether I've told you this story. How normal behaviour is it for a fan, like fairly, ardent fan of a promoted team? So not a team that was in the same league as us last season. Okay. They were in a different league, but they're going to be in the same league.
So that's narrowed it down to 4 teams.
Right. Well, no. 7.
There was only 4 that have come up.
Yeah, but some have come down.
But you said promoted team.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. It's Bradford.
You won't catch me out like that. It's like CSI then. Whoa.
There's only going to be one person.
I was going to say, I was narrowing it down to 4. In reality, we
Right.
knew it was Bradford.
So when I was at Scunthorpe, Liam bought 2 of our shirts in the sale
Okay.
and got them delivered. Like, this is not normal behaviour, right?
Yeah, I do own a couple of Margate shirts, but that's because the
different.
Libertines sponsored it.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I couldn't. I don't think anyone.
I just find it really weird. I have told him this, by the way. It's not. I'm not kind of talking behind his back.
No, we'll talk about it all we want, Liam. I mean, I don't really wear a county shirt, so I certainly wouldn't be wearing another one. Yeah, I mean, people are into some weird shit, aren't they?
I think he has. When we went to Crewe last year, he bought a Crewe shirt, but that was because we hoped that Crewe would beat Donny, and then he could wear it for comedic effect because we have beef with Donny fans.
Did it backfire that?
No, not ultimately, but and it did go wearing. And he's got a Salford one because he's like me with Salford. They've been really good to us. But he'd also turned up at a game that we went to in Bradford stuff, so he needed to cover it up.
Oh, he's one of them people who knowingly turns up at a match that's not involving his team. Oh my God, get Des Hinks on him. Des Hinks will kick the shit out of him.
You told me something exciting about match worn shirts.
Yes, they are on an auction site.
So this is something about
Mary
broadening access to match worn shirts, because in the past they've really only been available to sponsors, and now there's a company called Match Worn Shirts that have been doing this for years. They're not on Match Worn Shirts before you go and look at them, and the way they do it is for clubs to be able to make additional revenue, or they can link it to community trust. Does it say on there anywhere what they're for, how they're being raised?
Have a look.
So what's the website?
The website is simoncharles.com auctioneers. But I cannot see, and it says charity auction in the description. So
right. So that was my expectation, that it was going to go to community trust. But there are the playoff shirts. They are do you find the FA Cup? So they've got the playoffs.
Yes, they've got the blue playoff shirt with the special badges on, match worn. So the highest of those is currently Corey Adai, which is going for £360 at the moment, and Will Collars is going for £200. We've also got the pink shirt that was worn at Crystal Palace away. They are all signed except for Lewis Fiorini's. Probably couldn't stick around long enough to sign them. You have to Dundee, mate.
I love it because they're really some of them aren't that much more than the cost of a new shirt.
I mean, the things are open for another 2 weeks, so we don't know how much the prices are raised.
Sam Hughes, 28
Sam Hughes, 28 quid. But I mean, these ones are all the FA Cup ones are signed apart from Fiorini's, which puts me off them a bit because I'd want to wear them, I think.
Yeah, Charlotte's got that white Pinatar shirt from last year.
Oh yeah,
signed, and I've never been able to wash it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, there's some Callum Connolly, his playoff shirt. I know he didn't play, but it's going for 26 quid.
Oh, so it must be increments of 2.
Yeah, increments of 2.
Ibby's at 24. That's all right.
It's all right at 24 quid. So I'll be keeping an eye on these over the next 2 weeks. I'm very tempted by Andrew Wogan for 28 quid.
Well, definitely, because you can't buy adult goalkeeper shirts generally.
And I'm certainly not paying £370 for Corey Adai or £120 for Ben Hinch.
I feel like we should have gate kept this, but at the same time, it's a charity, and it also seems that people aren't necessarily aware of it at the moment.
Yeah, the club don't seem like they want to publicise it or anything.
But it's a really nice way of kind of making them available to more people, because I've seen loads of people this week say, because people have been getting their match worn shirts as sponsors, and people would be like, oh, how have you got this? So it's just a different way of doing that, and possibly a cheaper way than sponsoring a player. We only did a half season one, but it was considerably more than
what you're
quite a lot of those.
And there's some, I mean they don't even seem to be, I mean, Lewis Bates' playoff shirt is like 110. It's at, well, 120. It's at now, and
There's
and
not
he
a
barely
Barry one,
played.
is there?
No,
Did
they're
he
not
play
going.
in the FA Cup?
No, he'd gone by then. He'd gone to the Crystal Palace game. Yeah, he went start of January, didn't he? Crystal Palace game was like 3 or 4 days after.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Because I remember the commentators on the stream I was watching were going on about Barry, spending like 10 minutes before the game going on about how Barry was a danger man. It's like, yeah, he went back to Aston Villa last week, lads.
Big danger.
Yeah, big danger. The only danger he is to himself. But yeah, so that's good. Hopefully the club will, if it seems to go to. I love the fact they've clarified that Lewis Bates is size small.
Oh, will it fit me?
All the rest of them are medium or large. I think Tanto's a large.
Hey, what sizes are in Moxon?
What size is
Didn't
Owen
actually think about
Moxon?
this, did I?
That's get to
Oh, yeah, I'm
how
gonna wear it.
large.
Oh,
Like,
Charlotte can wear it as a dress.
it feels like you've just come back from your holiday and now you're like, oh, just annoyed. Like you were booking another one in 10 minutes.
Already done, mate. That was the drive home.
So that's exciting.
It is.
That's good for people. That's something I'll be keeping an eye on.
I like that.
So if you see someone swanning around in Andrew Wogan's match worn but bench worn shirt. No, in fact, was it even bench worn? Was Ben back on the bench for both games? No,
Ben
it's the
wasn't
second
on
one.
the bench,
There's a second
yeah.
one he was on the bench for. So yes,
Yeah.
Andrew Wogan will have had a bench worn.
Ben.
Bench worn shirt. Oh, we're really reaching with that. What else?
I know what I was going to say though. Then, so yeah, matchwornshirts.com, the other company, they get them up like very, very quickly. So like the next morning, because they'll have like Swindon do it. But who was it? The Paris Saint-Germain or someone like that. And like the day after the game,
First time
they'll
those
be
two
up.
teams have been used in the same sentence ever.
They come really not anyway. Have you had any transfer rumours apart from Brad Hill?
No, it's been really. I mean, the slander against certain players that's already started, but that's something I covered in the last episode because I was very annoyed by it. But players being branded as shit, and I saw the phrase this week. We won't get anywhere with Kyle Wootton up front. It's like when we finish like mere points off automatic promotion to the second tier of English football, and he played pretty much every game. But I'm just not going. There's no point in me getting annoyed about that because this is going to. The window closes end of August.
Yeah.
But it's been very quiet in terms of hearing names linked with us, and I sort of like it that way, kind of.
The ones I've heard are Macaulay Langstaff, which we talked about at length in January.
Yeah, that's a conversation I just cannot be arsed having again.
Because wasn't he in a minibus with Kyle Wootton at some point, even though they didn't know each other? And
Oh,
didn't
God,
play
yeah.
together or not?
Yeah, some advert being. I don't understand, and that's the thing because you've got all the commercial partners of the EFL. Sometimes players are just at different grounds to do that sort of thing. It's not necessarily for a big sign or anything.
Yeah.
I don't think I can contend with. My controversial take is that I would not be signing another striker anyway.
Oh, that is controversial.
We've got Tanto, we've got Wootton, we've got Benno.
Benno.
Who else have I missed? It depends. Well, it depends if we're playing two strikers in. Yeah. If we can get someone a younger version of Wootton who can improve, then
I'd take a couple of loans for cover because that one of them gets injured. Like Tanto, if he's off doing his pre-season, whatever he was doing that got him injured last time, I'm sure he'll be a bit more careful. But it's a risk.
Yes, yeah, maybe if we're going to be playing two up front, then maybe another striker. But I certainly wouldn't be looking to break the bank on like a marquee signing. So the people wanting like Langstaff and stuff like that. I just think, maybe not.
And they might be loans. I think we're prepared to say that the Louis Barry ship has sailed.
Thank the Lord. Yes, but I mean, it has. It quite clearly has. But that's not going to stop people, Hannah.
No, I know.
People just do their thing.
Unai Emery has said that they're considering loans.
He might even end up staying there because now they're in the Europa League. He could quite conceivably get a fair bit of game time in that.
That was what
And he's a homegrown player.
his dad said last time, wasn't it? That was why he was going to be staying last summer, and he ended up back at us.
Yeah, because they were Champions League last year, so I suppose it's a bigger jump. But
yeah,
but some of the teams that be playing in the Europa League are like Championship quality. So, but it's just whether. I mean, they should get to the latter stages of that without even having to put their best team out.
Yeah,
so,
fair. But it's whether for him that's the right thing.
That's
to have
it.
him play like a handful of.
Yeah, he's going to get what 10, 15 games in
Yeah.
the season. Is that going to be enough? Less chance of him getting injured, though.
True.
So, but we've done it. We've done it. We've fallen into the trap. We've just gone on about Louis Barry. We've moaned about people going on about Louis Barry, and we've gone on about Louis Barry. It's not going to stop people replying to every county tweet.
No.
Or when people are asked to. That's why I've not put a tweet out. I know it's all about engagement and stuff like that. I should really do a tweet saying, "Oh, who do you want us to sign?" But it'll just be a depressing list of Louis Barrys and Brad Hillses.
I see your Louis Barry and raise you Nathan Lowe.
Nathan Lowe, who I have decided is going to be this season's Michael Mellon. It's happening. Nathan Lowe is coming on loan, and he'll get booed in Pinatar and have some abuse thrown at him by people who think the 90s are still going on.
Pinatar, we can talk about that too.
Okay, yeah. And that's what'll happen, and then he'll never recover from that. And and then Walsall will get him cheap next season. Walsall like, we'll have him.
Oh my God, Walsall. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Do you know what Nathan Lowe though? He is at uni doing a business degree.
Is he?
He's so like
Nick Powell to have a word with him.
He's a really lovely young man, and he was saying that like his parents have always been like, yes, football, but education's more important.
That's how it should be.
And I think it's really, really nice. And so they got him on to do. Do you remember? It was the playoff semi. The Walsall. Who were they playing in the?
Oh yeah, he did the pundit thing.
He did the punditry, and it was clear. Chesterfield. It was clear that he wasn't necessarily particularly comfortable. He'd not been media trained in terms of the looking at the camera and maintaining eye contact and all of that stuff. But he's very, very well spoken, very smart, very put together, and just now since I've found out a little bit more about him, I'm even more intrigued.
I am now willing to sell every striker we have.
Yeah.
To
sure, we can sponsor him.
Yeah. Right, sorted. I want Nathan Lowe now. I do not want him to become next season's Michael Mellon. I mean, our record with loans, let's be honest. I mean, Barry and Hills kind of skews it in one direction, but you look at the rest, and it has just been a case of squad depth. Really.
Well, and as well, it's that whole thing that like we pick up players in January and none of them are match fit or any.
I'm checking out for the whole of the January window.
Approaching it, and so then we spend up to Easter and beyond saying, they've only got a half in them or they've got 70 minutes, and it's like great,
yeah, that's exciting.
But I'm sure there's a rationale to it, so. Yeah, and then they don't get it becomes self-fulfilling, doesn't it? They don't get game time, so they don't have the opportunity to show their talents, and so they don't. Yeah,
and then before you know it, it's summer again, and they need to get fit.
And you've gone back to Middlesbrough.
Yeah, just horrible all round. So for all the talk of new signings, new kits, which I'm sure
you heard any secret kit news?
Yes. I'm not saying no.
No. All right.
Be a dick about it.
Is there a blue one?
At least one. There's at least one blue shirt. I can confirm. Yeah, and it'll have the Stockport County badge on it.
Oh my God, this is new news, guys.
Sponsored by Vita. In lettering that, quite frankly, is probably just too big, but it's fine. That's an that's a pod exclusive. But yeah, new kits, new signings. The first place we'll hear about a lot of that will be Pinatar, will it not?
It's my favourite thing. About
Back for
Pinatar,
Brits abroad for the 3rd year in a row and not been kicked
Yeah.
out yet.
which is the most staggering thing.
That's mental.
Although there has been some mitigation against that this year. So the last 2 years, the players have stayed at the Thalassia. So the first year, it was by complete coincidence that I ended up in the same hotel. But there
Is
were
that what you said to your lawyer?
there were only a few of us,
Yeah.
and it was all quite laid back. And then last year, everyone knew that the players were staying there, so it was really, really busy. And then this year, the players are staying somewhere else at a yet undisclosed location, and the Thalassia is full. So that's going to be fun.
It's like with the shirts. All the like since the takeover, there's been like 2 or 3 years in a row where we didn't order enough shirts, or a shipping container that definitely existed went missing. And then last year they've ordered far too much to the point like it's nearly June and like give us a £5 and you can have one. So do you think with the shirts they're going to like under order again and we're going to be sold out by October again? And that's very much what they're doing with this. We don't know how to second guess which hotel the players are going to be in. So we're going to be saying, like, oh, should we try this one? Oh, it's like, oh God, it's a whirlwind.
So there's a lot. I think people are going to be more spread out this year. Like a few people that I know that have stayed in Pinatar the last couple of years are staying in Torrevieja.
That seems to be the place because there's actually stuff going on there.
I'm staying in the middle of nowhere.
Excellent.
If there are any other county fans there, it'll be a miracle. I've got a really nice pool with loads of sunbeds, and that's where I'm going to be.
Oh, you're sorted.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased
I
with
don't
it. I don't drink, I drive, so like it doesn't matter where I am. I've got Charlotte and a little friend.
That's your new
We're
tattoo
just gonna,
sorted.
We're just gonna hang out by the pool, and then drive in for stuff. But yeah, at the fans forum, not the fan forum, fan event, which tickets are already available.
Yeah, not messing about, are
they? They normally kind of show you the new shirts,
yes,
then, which is fun. So that's when we would expect them to be released, and that is on the 10th of July.
We're very, very late with the we're always late with the shirts, I think.
Yeah.
Have you seen Port Vale's?
Yeah.
Oh. That face you did then really made me rethink.
It's like Johnny's. Have you seen Johnny's?
Yeah.
Johnny's is kind of similar with just the little like collar thing.
Oh, it does things for me, that Port Vale one does. I look forward to it.
I like
going to look beautiful in that.
The Stoke one last season that was like black on black on black.
Oh yes.
I really like.
Well, ask Nathan Lowe to bring one with him for
you. Can you imagine people trying to get them signed? There'd be no silver Sharpie. But yeah, so so that'll be Pinatar. The game is on the Saturday.
Bristol Rovers,
which presumably is an Andy Mangan connection.
And is he going to bugger off to Rangers before then? That's a possibility.
So yeah, and Wigan are there as well at the same time.
Curzon Ashton are there?
Yes, they are. Wigan and Curzon are playing somewhere at the same time.
Yeah.
Or no, like half an hour earlier.
Because that's how it was last year, wasn't it? Was Forest?
We played Derby.
And then was it Forest? Because there was a worry that like, oh God, Derby and Forest together. Like we can't have all these. No trouble.
Yeah. No, there wasn't. And it's quite funny because a lot of the clubs don't kind of make a thing out of it.
Yeah.
So like Derby last season, Lincoln the season before.
Well, it is basically a training camp for the players more than anything else, isn't it?
Stevenage are going to Pinatar. I can't remember when that is. I think it's the week we normally go, so a little bit later. And they are making a big thing of it for the fans, but I've never seen anyone else do it of all the other teams that have been there.
If we had to go somewhere other than Pinatar and you were in charge of sorting it, of deciding where would you want to go? Where would you?
I think Portugal's been mentioned quite a lot.
Yeah, Portugal and I had Austria mentioned at one point.
Yeah, well, Austria's a funny one. So that's where Bradford went.
I was going to say that's where Joseph Fritzl's from. I genuinely thought that was a sentence you were going to say then. I didn't know that already.
Bradford, yeah, and it was a lot of cycling in the hills, and it just seemed a bit kind of too healthy for me. Like, I like the sitting by the pool
Yeah.
part of the whole, like hanging out with friends and eating tapas.
Yeah.
Like that's my pre-season tour. I'm not into the kind of health and wellness thing that went with the Austrian stuff. But yeah, Portugal, and I believe it's been considered, but it's very, very expensive. And the nice thing about Pinatar is that they've got everything there. They've got the venue for the fan event, they've got the stadium, they've got all the facilities, they've got the like industrial laundry stuff that Lando uses for the kits. You know, like they have everything there. So, and reasonable flights. I think I paid 240 quid for three return flights.
That's not too bad.
So yeah, and my hotel's not that expensive. That's how I trained to be a travel agent.
No.
Yeah.
Well, recently or just in general?
Last week. So I cancelled my Pinatar hotel and I've rebooked it with travel agents rates.
Oh, really? This is
for all your travel needs.
God, it's gonna be so much fun when we get in Europe. Oh my God, everyone's gonna be coming to you. You're gonna get commission.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a travel agent now. I've got like an IATA number.
We'll set you up in
the
where the co-op have their little thing on the grassy knoll. We'll have you.
What? I did my Universal Orlando training, like so that I can sell Universal, not Orlando, Universal Hollywood, because I went there as well. That's what we did in LA, all the Minions. And then I realized that I couldn't get the cheap tickets because I was doing it too late. You had to do it 10 days before you went, and it was 7 days before I went.
When you texted me and said, I'm basically training to become a travel agent,
yeah,
I thought this was just a joke about the hastiness of you planning this holiday.
No.
I did not realise it was an actual, what can I train to be? I might train to be like a masseuse.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for that.
But then it'll be like when Ross in Friends pretends to be the masseuse and he has to massage an old guy. I'm doing it for the chicks. Like everything else I do. God, if I'm doing everything for the chicks, that's a worry, isn't it?
Yeah. Poor hands.
Oh, what else is there today?
Right, hang on. Transfer.
Callum Camp's done.
Shirt.
Shirt's done. Pinatar done. Fixtures are the 26th of June.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It's nearly June though.
You look for Christmas, Boxing Day, birthday, first game, last game. That's what I always look for.
And I always look at the game closest to Valentine's Day, because then I'll be like, ha, I don't have to consult with anyone about going to this game.
Crawley, and then they did the sausage.
Oh God, the county love sausage or whatever it was. Oh God, yeah, bit of smut, bit of blue.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good to know. Oh, also Good Friday and Easter Monday.
Yes, and
they're important ones.
August bank holiday, I'd say as well. Even though I don't think we do the. It used to be Saturday, Monday. When we were last in the football league, I think, but we don't do that now. No. I think it's just one game.
I think it's on Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, make sure I'm sure.
Yeah, because it's normally the girl's birthday around then. Yeah, I think that's
everything.
That's everything. If we talk for 1 minute and 3 seconds, we'll hit exactly an hour. So maybe we could do that.
58 seconds now.
About what the next impromptu podcast. What will prompt the next impromptu podcast?
A mental health crisis on one of our parts. It's like Monday night. It's been 2 weeks.
I'm anticipating extreme jet lag, and I'm back at work in 36 hours there or thereabouts. So maybe Monday night.
Monday night, yeah. Maybe I'll just release this straight away when I get home, and then.
Oh, I know what we need to do. Not necessarily now, but we were talking about
23 seconds.
Stuff to do in Stockport that wasn't football.
Yeah.
So we've got the Underbank Street Party.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah.
We might be. You.
I mean, I'll be there.
I might be going to Beyonce.
Yeah. I mean, God, out with me for the day. Or I mean, the beauty is it starts at 12 p.m.
It does
this
it.
week, but it's 12
So
till
I could do a
10. I
bit of
think.
that and then
Yeah,
get
about.
the single ladies on.
Yep. Is that the? We've hit an hour.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because it's at Tottenham Hotspur. Like,
Oh right.
I've
Oh
got to
right.
go all the way down there.
Oh God. Yeah. So don't come out with me. I wouldn't go out with me.
Well, my plan is, so Charlotte's very enthusiastic about this. Sophie's done like Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter. Charlotte never wants to go to any of them. She wanted to go to Kendrick Lamar and SZA, which was going to be a bit of change pace for me. But I was committed to it, and then it turns out we're in Pinatar when they're on at Villa Park, weirdly.
I saw that, yeah.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, I want to go to Beyonce." I'm like, "Oh okay, yeah, let's go to Beyonce," because there's loads of tickets available. But I'm gonna, like, you can witness it. I'm gonna ask her to name 5 Beyonce songs.
Oh.
And if she can do that, then I'm up for it. But if she can't, then I'm gonna save my money and I'll come to Underbanks.
I used to do that when I was like an edgy teenager.
Mhm.
If someone was wearing a t-shirt of a band I liked, I'd get really militant and aggressive with them. And then I always thought I was in the right. I always thought, no, I'm spot on there. Right, don't go wearing a t-shirt if you can't name the songs. And then it was about 6 or 7 years ago, I was at a festival. And we were just loaded in, so I had like my tent on my back, I had like all my bags, I had a Joy Division t-shirt on, and some guy who sat on he got his tent already set up, and he sat there having a drink. He goes, "Oi!" I was like, so I'm already annoyed. He decided to shout "Oi" when I'm carrying a fucking tent and all this. And he goes, "Justify your t-shirt." And I was like, "Oh shit, that's what I sounded like. Oh, that was me. Oh." And I had nothing for him.
All I could think of was the Wombats.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. The Wombats were big fans. What's the one that's mentioned in the Wombat song? Oh, that would have killed him on the spot. That would have been perfect, actually. That would have, 'cause he doesn't deserve to live.
That's all I could think of in my head, because I was sat there going like, yeah, no, that's not it. Get out of my head.
They played that last time we were in Highballer.
Oh, not been to Highballer for a while.
No, we'll be there for my birthday.
Other bastards sort of commandeered the sofa.
No, well, I'm going to reserve it next time. I need to set up an interview with Neil, who owns it for this pod.
Yeah.
So I'll put a word in about the sofa.
Yeah. Like if we could get a reserve sign.
Yes.
I mean,
Blue plaque.
if we could just make it like the Friends sofa.
Yes,
That
yes,
would be fine.
exactly like that. Yeah. We'll just never go to work. We'll just sit there at 3 in the afternoon.
Well, yeah, I keep wanting to try. Is it Stockroom? Isn't it the new kind of cultural
Space,
centre in
cultural hub.
Stockport?
Yeah.
I think I might go and try some co-working there once in a while.
And in the words of Half Man, Half Biscuit, nobody cares about your creative hub, so get your fucking head cut. But also, I would also like to go to Stockroom.
Yeah.
I like creative hub.
I don't think it's dog friendly though.
No, probably isn't. No.
Little Mads would have to stay at home. Well, you can dog sit
There we go. That's just what I do now. That's my thing.
Yeah. So I can book your travel, and Nick can look after your dog.
Yeah. So or cat if you have cats.
I can't vouch for cat care.
I mean, I'm a cat dad.
Well,
They used to say it.
now a dog uncle. So.
They used to say it on my profile on the dating apps. That's why I sat here with
you
you at
wonder
7
why
on a Saturday night.
It's all right, I'm off to charge the car up.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to drop you off and then go
Oh,
charge
lovely.
the car up.
Excellent.
Daddy,
Dream. Right, we will be back at an as yet undetermined date. We've got some Stockport content lined up because it's not just a county podcast. So much, not so much more, but much more. I won't say so much more.
yeah, loads more.
Loads more. Yeah, almost too much more. It's almost too much.
Woods more.
Yeah. Oh,
Loads
God.
of Stockport stuff.
Oh, yes, loads of stuff. Don't forget to, what should we not forget
Like
to do?
and subscribe.
Yeah. It'll probably be Sunday when you're getting this. Or I might just drop it in the early hours of like Saturday. You know, like Kanye. No, not a
Oh
good
my
reference
God.
point. You know, like Kanye does with that new song.
Yeah,
It's very
did
racist.
he?
yeah. They love just doing it in the middle of the night. Oh God. Right, we will be back at an as yet undetermined day
When
and
something
date. But
happens,
when
just, like,
shit happens,
Yeah.
like maybe we should report live from the area planning meeting for the council.
we could go with our fairy
Yeah.
and be like,
So you're a politician. Tell me about it. That's like those
do
insightful
you know
questions.
what? There is something that we can buy for these where it turns this into like a proper kind of handheld microphone,
I
like
couldn't be
roving
trusted with
reporter.
that.
Can you
That's
imagine?
clever. I'd just be. Remember Dennis Pennis?
Yeah.
That'd be me. That'd be me if we had those. Oh God!
Right.
Right, asking big hot potato political questions to
Yeah.
people who have no idea.
Vox pops.
Yeah, box pops. That's the phrase I was looking for. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.